Gonna be what you be with me.
Liam Gallagher goes into a restaurant and orders soup, and the waiter replies, "Do you want to roll with it?"
Oh, I like that. That's really
Thanks.
good. That's really good. I'm surprised you haven't told me that one before.
Yeah, most of my jokes I've already told you, haven't I?
You're not exactly funny, to be honest. Let's be honest here. You're pretty much like a party pooper, to be honest. Apart from you tell jokes like that, do you have any other jokes? Tell me some
Yeah,
more
that's
jokes.
true.
Tell me jokes. Tell me another
No,
joke.
that's my only one actually.
Is that the one you just whip out at parties?
I do have a trope, a good joke. It's called
a troke. Trump triggered.
I do have a good joke. It's called the American election, but we're not talking about that.
Oh well, we are going to talk about it. It's
do you want to be? We could be the only podcast recorded today to not mention Trump. Do you want to try for that?
It is quite weird how we're a podcast about handheld gaming and yet we're somehow getting American politics into it. It's weird. We can't not talk about it, Chris. Let's briefly sum up. Let's sum up. I don't know. Should we? I'm going to play it impartial. I'm going to be an impartial, proper journalist. I'm not going to give my thoughts on the overall outcome. We're just going to discuss the facts. The facts. So, Christopher, the 46th, I believe it's 46th, President of the United States of America is going to be
an idiot, Donald Trump.
Yeah, you win.
Yeah,
Chris wins. So it is the most, I'd say, probably one of the most shocking political upsets ever. Really, I mean,
it's mad, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, it's crazy how it's not only the result, but it's the reaction online. It's so similar to Brexit. So similar, like how you wonder how that option won when you see the major outcry online and the negativity and people fearing for their lives. And I saw a funny counter online. It was like a live stream on Facebook. Awkward. A live stream on Facebook where there was it showed the current residents and population of Canada and the USA. And it was funny how the USA number was slowly going down and the Canadian one was slowly going up. I thought that was quite funny. So yeah, Donald Trump won, and congratulations to the man. He's he did well. He did some great speeches, and he's got a nice red tie as well. I would say his tie has got to be one of the best ties in politics, Chris. I would say that. So what are your thoughts on this, Mr. Impartial?
I was very surprised by it. I think it shows though that you can't ever trust the pre-election polls, because we've had that issue over here as well with the general election last year, where everyone thought it was going to be a lot closer than it was. And it just goes to show you that people are shy and people lie on those polls, and people will change their mind, and it's very, very surprising. I was actually up quite late at night last night playing 3DS, so I heard the first couple of results coming in, and it was very surprising to me. I must admit, I was not expecting. I personally was expecting Clinton to win, but I thought it would be very close. Whereas, in fact, clearly, it wasn't very close at all. Bizarre, kind of strange feeling. And you're right. If you just went by social media, you would think that Clinton had walked it. But then you realise it's because you're like me, Colin, in that we're young, we're fairly left-wing. You surround yourselves with other people who are like that and don't realise the sheer numbers and volume of voters on the other side.
Yeah. Do you think, you said about opinion polls being incorrect and that has been true. Do you think it's because, obviously it must be because people don't tell the truth on opinion polls?
Absolutely, yeah. People don't tell the truth on them. There was, a great deal of voters wouldn't have told the truth because it was, I guess, embarrassing, or they didn't. I don't know. I don't really know why. I mean, it's very bizarre. But to be fair, the guy's the acceptance speech that he did felt like it was actually a very different man to who we'd seen campaigning. Yeah, and he's, I'm told, very good in Home Alone too. So maybe it'll be okay.
Seriously, without him, Kevin would not have found the lobby in Home Alone 2. And I don't think Hillary Clinton, there's no video proof, there's no evidence that Hillary Clinton told Kevin how to get to that lobby. So I personally think that's what swayed the votes. I think that's what made the swing states go for him. And personally, I hope Kevin is doing very well at the hotel in New York.
But
Personally,
it goes to show me, sorry to make it serious again, how kind of different the American, well, it's not actually that different, but how odd the two-party basically system is in America, in that Clinton had more votes. She just didn't have them in the right place. And that's kind of flabbergasting.
yeah, I don't really understand how it works in their voting system. I need to read into it. But yeah, I did see that she could potentially have got 1 million more votes than Donald Trump, but she's still lost. So it's a very interesting state of affairs. But we don't want to dwell on it too long. We've already dwelt too much on this. Let's get on to the fun stuff. So this is Heroes of Handheld. I don't think we've even said that. The podcast dedicated to handheld gaming. And we're going to talk about some gaming-related things over the next, it's going to be 20 minutes or so, because we're going to make it a bit of a quickie. So I'm going to throw a bit of a curveball. We're going to go straight into 99 problems, but an app ain't one. So last week, I think Chris's little raised eyebrows there, like I'm throwing a spanner in the works. So last week I decided, and Chris just followed me because he's a sheep. We downloaded the game called Pinout, which is on iOS and Android. And it's free, and it's a pinball game, a sort of endless pinball game. We've got to keep going up the tables as much as possible until you run out of time, and you have to collect little orbs which give you extra time. It's a lot of fun. I really enjoyed it. I'd already played it a bit when we spoke about it last week, and it's from a company called, a developer called Mediocre, whose games are anything but mediocre. Their games are fantastic, and they also did a game called Breakout, I believe it was called, which was a endless ball throwing, structure destroying game, which was also very fun. Chris, what do you think of Pinout?
I was surprised actually how much I enjoy it. I thought the way you sold it to me, it was going to be a bit crap, but actually it's really good fun. What I don't think we'd quite got across in our kind of intro discussion of it is that it's not just a pinball game. You're eternally like climbing the table and trying to get all the way to the top, which I think maybe we didn't perhaps mention as much as we could have done when we were talking about last week. Right. I really like it. I think it's really good. I think it's really simple control scheme, which I like. I think it's very wazzy visuals as well.
I love the visuals. I think they're absolutely stunning.
Yeah, I'm playing it right now, actually.
Same.
I love it. I think it's super addictive. It's very tactical as well with, which route you'll go for. Do you want the extra time or will you go somewhere else? Building up kind of enough momentum and speed on your pinballs as well. Yeah, really into it, actually. Surprisingly so, because I wouldn't normally rate a pinball game very highly.
That surprises me, because I thought this is the sort of game that'd be right up your alley. Addictive, colourful.
Of course you thought I was into pinball.
Yeah.
Yeah, it does normally seem a bit of me, but this is really good. I just love the climbing aspect of it, I think.
It's really clever, and it's very addictive as well. It's just, I as I keep saying, I love the art style. It's so pretty to look at. It just reminds me of like a... Tron, isn't it? Yeah, like a 70s disco. Love it. Right, so that's cool. What game are we going to be playing next week, Chris?
I don't know. I'm just in the middle of a run on Pinout, actually.
Brilliant. So whilst Chris is trying to beat his high score... Oh, I'll quickly mention Pokemon Go, our weekly... Score? I don't actually know. I've come off the game now. Sorry.
Okay, we'll do it offline. It's fine.
Pokemon Go. Let's quickly do our weekly roundup of Pokemon Go. I am loving it at the moment. I don't know... Well, I know what they've done. They've released an update, but... They've got bonuses for certain things you do. So your first catch of the day, you get 500 XP. There's so many more Pokemon in the game now, I've found. I don't know if you found this, Chris, but they are absolutely...
Yeah, well, they've actually said what they've done is, to celebrate this new update about bonuses, is they've increased the spawn rates on all Pokemon. So yeah, even now, even if I sit in my bedroom and turn Pokemon Go on, something will spawn, which was never the case before. And I've caught a couple of rare ones that I'm struggling with.
I think Chris may have collapsed. Oh, he's back. Chris, hi. Say again. Hey. What are you saying?
Well, I just said, yeah, they've made a definite move to increase Pokemon spawn rate. Well, in this update, I wish it was like this all the time.
Yes, it's incredible how many Like, I turned the app on the way to work today, and about 15 Pokemon just spawned around me. My phone was going crazy. I absolutely love it. Now, as you said, I've caught Pokemon that are quite rare that I've not seen in the game before. which is insane. The XP bonuses is really cool. And yeah, it's really good. I'm really enjoying it at the moment. And the Pokestops are given so much out. Like, you do your first Pokestop of the day and you get about 15 items. And it's just like, I can't carry all this crap. What do I do? All these Pokemon. Great. Absolutely loving that. So well done, Niantic. They need to do more things like this to keep people engaged with the game, I feel. So if they constantly keep doing this, then yes, that's all good by me. Right. So what game are we going to play next week then? Let's have a look through what we've got. Right. I'm going to download a game called Hoverboard Rush Simulator Racing.
It sounds great.
Sounds amazing. So are you going to download this one? Or are you going to download one of your own choosing, Chris?
I'll go for something different. I'm just waiting for the App Store to load at the moment.
That's fantastic, it is.
Yeah, it's popular games. Let's go for something from the strategy genre.
Wow.
And I want to see all. No, I don't. I want the chart. Go on, keep talking. I'll try and find something.
Well, I'm going to quickly mention the fact that a few days ago it was N7 Day. Woo! Which is fantastic and very exciting. For those of you who don't know, this is in relation to BioWare and Mass Effect. N7 is obviously your rank. This is going to sound quite bad. I don't 100% know what N7 actually is. Is that your rank?
Isn't it? You're on the Normandy, aren't you?
Yeah.
I thought it was to do with the Normandy.
Well, obviously not, Chris, because there's N7 people in the new game. So keep up, sunshine. Whatever N7 means, it's relating to November the 7th. So November the 7th was N7 Day. And BioWare promised that they would be giving us some more information and a better look at Mass Effect Andromeda, which is coming out next spring. And they did not disappoint. They gave us a new cinematic trailer, which I'm sure everyone listening to this has already watched because, it's all over the internet, it's all over social media. And I have to say, I was a little bit disappointed by it. It was a minute 40 seconds, and we didn't get much in the way of gameplay footage. We got a better idea of the story and how it's going to look and some of the other characters who are going to be with you. We did get a little bit which looked like it was an in-game, actual footage of someone playing the game when you're facing a huge boss, like a massive alien, which must be some form of boss. So I was a bit disappointed by it, but it's just left me wanting more, which I guess is the best way to feel after watching a trailer. I mean, I personally can't wait for this. As you're probably not surprised to hear, Chris, that Mass Effect's in my favorite games of all time. So this is going to be a first day purchase for me. Before we get into the other bits of information we got, what did you think of the trailer? Have you seen it?
Well, two things. Number one, currently downloading Disney Jigsaw puzzles to review.
Nice.
I feel like I'm worried we've not seen any gameplay stuff because it's meant to be coming out spring next year. And that was a very cinematic trailer, which looked kind of cool, but I don't really know still what the gameplay is.
Yeah.
Saying
that was
I was a little underwhelmed. Like, I thought we'd get a release date, like a proper one, or something more than just here's a kind of similar trailer to what you've already seen.
I know, it's very disappointing, but they gave us a release window which we already knew of, spring 2017. But I saw some leaks online, a web, I can't remember which website it was, but they may have accidentally leaked the potential release date, and I believe it was one of the last few days of March next year. It's like the 31st or something like that. So not too long to wait now. It's only about 4 months away now, so not too long to wait. We did get a bit more information as well. So there was a Twitter exchange between one of the workers at BioWare and some fans, and he said, like, similar to the old games, so Mass Effect 1, 2, and 3, there's going to be loyalty missions that you can do with your teammates to get them to like you, and obviously that will open up more conversation options. There's going to be relationships you can have with other members of your team.
Yes.
Yeah, which is what we all want. That's been confirmed. Not a surprise there.
Oh boy.
Oh boy, give me the Asari. Anyway, So that's good. What else did we learn from it? Oh, we got a bit of insight into the story as well, and how you're the Pathfinder. I think we knew a bit of information about this already, but you're basically leading humanity's search for a new home in the next galaxy next to the Milky Way, which is obviously Andromeda, which is why it's called Mass Effect Andromeda. But you're not the only Pathfinder. A bit more information once again was released via the Mass Effect Andromeda initiative, which gave fans little bits of tidbit information regarding Mass Effect Andromeda. So this could be found via the developer's in-fiction homepage, which was on the Andromeda, obviously the Mass Effect website, and there was loads of different videos you could watch. So in like videos that were supposedly, set in the story of Mass Effect, explaining what's going on and how there are a load of Pathfinders out there trying to find a new home for us all. And the Pathfinder is apparently a blend of elite soldier, scientist, and guide, leading humanity's efforts. And the videos were described as a way of selling it to people to become a part of this Andromeda initiative. So the Andromeda initiative is the journey that people are going to take to Andromeda to find a new place to live. So it's pretty much trying to sell it to people, like trying to say, oh, you should become part of this initiative in the game. And what it means is that you would become a space explorer, and you would have 600 years of cryo sleep on the journey to another galaxy. So basically, you're signing up to sleeping for 600 years and leaving your family and friends behind to try and help, the good of all living things. And so it's a really interesting set of videos here. We didn't get too much information in terms of, once again, gameplay, but we got a better idea of the story and how, our solar system's in a bad way and things like that. But some interesting bits from these videos is that we did get a look at a character who wasn't named. He's wearing an N7 suit and he looks quite old. And his name is, or people are calling him Stubbles McSpace Marine. And
Nice.
people think that, well, actually, no, it's been confirmed that this character is actually the father of your character in Mass Effect Andromeda. So whether this character is going to have anything to do with the main story, I'm sure there'll be something to do. There's always something to do with daddy issues, isn't there, in these games? So I'm sure he'll make an appearance at some point. Obviously, your character is I hope I'm saying your character is called Ryder, isn't it? That's the name of the character. Is that right? Is it Ryder?
I think
Chris?
so.
That's correct.
I think so. Ryder, Mass Effect.
Yes, it is. Yeah,
so Ryder, Ryder, like Ryder.
Yeah.
Hey, it's me, Ryder.
So the dad is actually called Alec Ryder, and you can choose between either being Scott or Sarah Ryder, who are brother and sister. And whoever you choose to play as, the other character will appear in the game as a NPC. So that's really interesting. And you're the new Pathfinder. And also, if you complete all the training, watch all the videos that are part of this Mass Effect initiative, you also earn a special helmet that you can use in game. You earn a very nice looking Pathfinder grade helmet. So that's very nice. So watching all those videos, all those hours and hours of content will lead you to getting a nice helmet for your character. But personally, I don't really understand why you want to wear a helmet, because surely if you've customized your character, you'll want to see their face. Surely.
See, I'm pretty sure that there was a setting, certainly in either Dragon Age or Mass Effect, where you could have it that your characters had armor on but didn't have the cosmetics from the armor. Do you remember? So that they still all looked kind of how they look when you pick them up, even though they had different armor on. I'm sure that was a thing. So you could probably get around it. That's definitely something from one of them.
Maybe. But it's good that we've got these bits of information. I mean, as we said initially, and as we both keep saying, it would have been nice to see some actual in-game footage, because, it's a bit worrying. And also the fact they haven't given a firm release date and they've just said spring 2017. That gives them the leeway to potentially push it back if they need to, which is not a nice idea, because initially it's supposed to be coming out now. Actually, it's supposed to be the end of this year, and they've already pushed it back once. So I'm still excited for it. It's Mass Effect. If it's anything like the other games, it's going to be incredible. I like the story, and I like the fact that a lot of the aliens from the previous games are going to be appearing as well. We've seen them in the trailers, which is nice. We've seen Krogan, we've seen the Asari, and a few of the other races as well. So that's very cool. What are your thoughts, Chris, on Mass Effect? Excited for it?
Tentatively excited for it. I need to see some gameplay, really, to be honest, to get really into it. And I think that if they miss that release window, it's going to struggle a bit to find an audience.
I don't think it's going to struggle to find an audience. Are you serious? People are
Yeah,
going to
but do you
buy it in
really see it?
droves.
Yeah, but do you really see it as a kind of as a Maytime game?
Yeah,
Like,
it's not.
I don't see it as one like a summer release. So if they miss spring, I don't know what they're going to do.
Yeah, it's a shame they
Like I
missed the
see it very
winter.
much as it feels very autumny to me, because if they bring it out in the summer when people are off, but also they are outside, like I think something will be lost in it. That's why we get the big releases kind of around this time and in time for Christmas as well.
Yeah.
So I don't. I mean, obviously it will still sell. That's not what I'm saying. But like, I don't know if it will find the audience it could have found if it come out at the proper time.
Yeah, I see what you're saying. It does feel like a bit of a wintry game, in my opinion. Like playing it all nice and warm in your with your heating on and your blanket.
I mean, you
on.
want to play it in the dark, don't you? That's the thing.
Bit weird. Anyway, yeah, so Mass Effect is coming soon and we're very excited. So as soon as we get more news, we will talk about it. Also want to just quickly say that Xbox and Microsoft have revealed that Mass Effect 2 and 3 are now backwards compatible with Xbox One, which I'm very excited about, as I'm an owner of an Xbox One. So I'm going to try and, if I find time, play through all the games before Mass Effect Andromeda comes out again. Comes out next year, so I want to try and play through them all once again, which I can't wait to do because I absolutely love those games. That's all very exciting. So that's well done.
You won't do that. That's one of those things, Colin. You say you're going to do it, but you 100% won't.
My life is built on good intentions, Chris. You should know this by now.
I know.
Still haven't bought Count the Spy. Still haven't bought Count the Spy.
I finished Count the Spy. The time it's taken you to think about buying it.
Oh, that's hilarious. And last thing I want to do before we get into the proper news of handheld gaming, I want to quickly shout out Rogue Raiders Online. I've spoken about this over the past 2 weeks, but I want to give it another shout out so it gets as bigger audience as possible. So this is the PlayStation Vita exclusive action RPG 4-player co-op game, which has been developed by Christina Martin. It's still looking for donations and help via Kickstarter. It's got 13 days left and it's got 6,884 euros and it still needs 33,000. So I've still got quite a way to go. So if you love PlayStation Vita and you want games to be released for it that are exclusive and unique and creative, give them £1, give them $1. Just show your support. That's all you need to do. It's not much. You could that's cheaper than a cup of coffee from Costa Coffee. So you've got no excuse. If you want games to come to Vita, you need to back this project. You got no.
And
excuse.
have you backed it, Colin?
Maybe not. But I will. I will. I will. I have. I will. Anyway, I also
do some news.
No, I just want to quickly mention. No.
Oh no, sorry. Go on. Go on.
This is about Rogue Raiders as well. They've also put it on a website called Thunderclap. Now, I'd never heard of Thunderclap before, so I did some research, and it's similar to Kickstarter, but rather than want your money, what Thunderclap does is it registers how many tweets and social media engagements you're getting, which is very interesting, actually. So looking on thunderclap.it for Rogue Raiders Online, it's currently got 78 of 100 supporters. It's got 93,278 people it's reached. The message is reached on those social media platforms. And once again, there's 13 days left for this as well. So why not support it on Thunderclap if you don't want to give any money? So it's free to do, and it's just a case of supporting it, by tweeting and Facebooking about it. So we'll put a link to the Thunderclap page for Rogue Raiders Online as well. But yes, this is very exciting, and I hope this game comes to life because it'd be a shame if it didn't. Right, let's go on to news, and I'm going to let Chris take us away because he's got 4 bits of exciting news here, and I really want to hear about the Warlocks. I want to hear about the Warlocks.
It's just like, oh great, we got to 1,000 or whatever.
Sorry? Say again? Hello? Chris, you there?
Clap.
Yes.
Is it just the goal that you set? Is that just a personal goal, or is there a reward for getting to 1,000 or whatever?
Well, I don't think there's a reward as such. Let me have a look on the old my internal information. database, which I've got here on my personal computer. See if I can. Here we go. So, did you know that Thunderclap is a crowd speaking platform that lets individuals and companies rally people together to spread a message? The site uses an all or nothing model similar to crowdfunding sites Kickstarter, in that if the campaign does not meet its desired number of supporters in the given time frame, the organizer receives none of the donations. On Thunderclap, backers donate tweets and social media posts rather than money. Well, that's interesting. So maybe once you get to the goal, when it gets to the expiry or the time when time runs out on this Thunderclap campaign, I imagine all these tweets and Facebook posts are sent out automatically using your accounts. That's what it seems like anyway. So
where does the money, unless the money comes from Thunderclap, like unless it's you bought 10,000 people?
I don't think you get any money. I don't think you get any money
from
it. This is not a money thing. It's just a social media hype train. So it's to get people in the know about it and spread the message as far as possible.
Well, I don't like it. Colin, there is a limited edition new Nintendo 3DS, which is coming out just in time for Black Friday. And, right, it's a new Nintendo 3DS. Yes. And it's going to set you back $99.99.
Okay.
Which cheap as chips. Now, Nintendo have said that this is coming out on in time for Black Friday.
Of course.
I think the idea is, volume at this point, isn't it? Like they're trying to sell as many new Nintendo 3DSs as possible. And that's a really good thing for them to do as well. I don't know if they're going to do a similar thing over here because Black Friday isn't really as much of a deal. But yeah, this is really good. They both feature some interesting artwork on the side as well, available November 25th. And obviously people are going to be picking this up in time for Christmas as well. And they've really, I think this is really great. Like $99.99 is such a good price. Like I can't spell out really how good a price that is, because a 3DS over here will still set you back 140 quid. A new one is 160, 170. $99 is such a good price. And if anyone's like on the fence, I guess this is the point, isn't it? Is they bring this cheaper version out. It's still, completely functional. It just encourages people to finally delve into the back catalogue of games that they've developed.
Yeah.
And so really looking forward to this. I hope it sells really well.
They're obviously trying to shift as many as possible ahead of the Nintendo Switch release.
Yes, that's also true. That's maybe they've got some stock, but then it's a new design, so I don't know. But yeah, it comes out November 25th. If you're in the States and you listen to this podcast, but you don't own a new 3DS, you might own the old one. Now could be the time to upgrade. So do keep your eyes peeled to that. I'm sure that what are they called? Target and Walmart and all that will have them in stock, you'd imagine.
I'm sure. That's a great price, as you said. So look out for that. Black Friday is coming out. It's coming very soon. Looking forward to that. Damn. Right, I'm going to quickly do some Vita news. There's not much this week. But firstly, a game called Gun Pixies is coming out to PlayStation Vita. It's from developer Compile Heart. They've launched a countdown website, which is counting down to the... well, it's not really the release of the game, but it's counting down to the online preview. So there was a countdown website that was launched last week, and turns out it was counting down to this initial information leak regarding this game. It's a very interesting game, as most of these games are. It's a gun action title set in a women's dormitory. To save their mother's star from crisis, whatever that means, two dwarf alien girls must infiltrate a certain women's dormitory on Earth. So it involves giant anime girls, underwear, and a lot of breasts, let's just say. As most of these games do. So look out for that. It's called Gun Pixies.
Oh, what is this? What the fuck? Why are they running like these giant women in dormitories, and you play as like this kind of midget girl, and by that we mean like tiny, like the size of a cup, and you go shooting other girls in their like bras and pants, and what is this?
And to make this even better, there was an interview in Denkai PlayStation. Well, there is an interview in there which comes out tomorrow, but it's been leaked what was said, and this is from a staff member of Compile Heart and the developer behind this game. In the interview, they're quoted as saying, "This game was born from the thought of wanting to fight from a figure point of view, and peeping at a girl's privates from a low angle is this game's greatest."
Oh, it's so fucking gross, isn't it?
Japan is quite something, isn't it? I found out recently that there are vending machines in Japan where you can pay. You put money in this vending machine and you choose underwear which has been worn by schoolgirls to sniff. I'm not even kidding about this, Chris. This
I
is
know,
something.
it's grim, isn't it?
It's weird. So if that's your thing, look out for this. We don't have a release date yet, but we should be getting more information within the next week. So there you go. That's coming to PlayStation Vita. So look out for that fun.
Colin,
Yes.
have you heard of a game called Warlock's Tower?
I have not. Please tell me more about this game.
I'm really excited for this, actually. They've just announced it's coming to 3DS next year, I believe. And basically, it's a game set in a sort of Game Boy Color style. So it's a top-down. It looks like the old Pokemon games. That sort of vibe. Sprites from a top-down angle. It's a puzzle game where every step you take loses you one life. And there are life scattered amongst puzzles, and you have to get to the end of it. But what is the real perk of this is just how much it looks like a Game Boy game. Like, the style on it is just incredible. It's so kind of thickly layered with it, and I'm really looking forward to this. I think it looks really good fun. It's being made by a company called MIDI Pixel, who I've not heard of before. But yeah, I just think this looks really good. It comes out next year. You can pre-order it on their website for $7.99. But you can add a bit more to that if you want, and it will make supposedly a better game. If you're a fan of if you had a Game Boy Color, or even if you didn't, click on this link and just look at how thickly coated in style this game is. It looks really cool.
It is laid on pretty thick, I must say.
But you think it looks good though, doesn't it?
Let me just quickly look at it. Where is it? That's
you're not even...
No. There we go. Is it the YouTube video? Here we go then. Oh, nice. That's really good. That's good. Oh God. Oh damn! Look at those graphics. Isn't that great? Oh, and it's gone. Brilliant. Right, that looks lovely, Chris. Look forward to that.
Do you want me to? I've got two more bits that I'd like to shower you with. Did you ever play a game called Blaster Master?
Nope. No.
Blaster Master came out for the NES in the 80s, I think, or the 90s. And there is a new game coming out in the Blaster Master series from developers Inti Create. It's called Blaster Master Zero, and it's coming out for 3DS. It's an 8-bit experience. It looks like it's going to throw back to the NES in a lot of ways. Screenshots are very interesting. It's kind of like a 2D platformy shootery bit with then some kind of street level stuff as well. You go into different dungeons. Actually, like the coloring and the effects look really pretty on this. Comes out to the eShop in spring 2017. I'm quite excited for this. I never played Blaster Master. I'd heard of it, but I never played it. But I suppose we'll see what happens. I don't know if it's confirmed for the West or just for Japan. I'm not sure on that one. It looks like it should be coming out to the West as well, because there's a page written in English. So do have a look at this. Blaster Master Zero comes out next year.
Wow, that is when next year, Chris? I just need to know.
Well, spring 2017.
God, all the big games.
And my last bit, because I'm going to tell you this because I can't hold it in any longer. You know, Monster Hunter Generations do their DLC pack.
Yeah.
Did you ever watch Yu-Gi-Oh, Colin?
Watched bits of it. I dabbled.
How well do you remember the Dark Magician?
I think I do. I think I do remember the Dark Magician.
In the new Yu-Gi-Oh, Monster Hunter pack, you can now dress your cat up as the Dark Magician from Yu-Gi-Oh, and it's so cute. There's all sorts of collaboration going on in here. There's loads of different stuff from other games as well. Some references I don't quite get, but the key one is Yu-Gi-Oh. It's obviously a Capcom thing. It looks so good. It's a cat as Yu-Gi-Oh as Dark Magician.
I do like cats, So
And you like Dark Magician.
I do. So it's a win-win.
So that's the November DLC pack, and loads of other quests as well. But that's the main draw. Obviously, is dressing your cat up like Dark Magician.
Yes, I mean, wouldn't it be great to just put a wizard's hat on a cat? Would that
Can't say fairer than that.
No. Right, so I've got one more bit of news. So a few months ago, I believe we spoke about this. Right, we spoke about this, Chris. I know we did. Oceanhorn, Monster of Uncharted Sea, is
I
an
remember
iOS
talking
game.
about this.
Now, I'd never played this game, but it was initially released on iOS devices back in November 2013. Since then, it's been released on a load of other devices, I think Xbox One and PS4, blah, blah. But there were some rumors, or it was announced that it would be coming to PlayStation Vita. And this was revealed back in September. But since then, we've not really had any information or any leaks or any further details until a few days ago when FDG Entertainment, who are going to be the publishers for this, have actually shown Oceanhorn working on a PlayStation Vita, and it looks absolutely stunning. This was done via a tweet back on the 7th. Everything happened on the 7th of November. That was the best day.
What a day.
Best day. So this was a couple of days ago now, and it just shows someone playing Oceanhorn on the PlayStation Vita. It sounds amazing. It looks lovely and colorful. I think this game is going to run really well, really nicely on Vita. And I'm really interested to check this out, actually. I love like the whole sand, pirates, treasure hunting sort of vibe it's giving off here. Obviously, it's Oceanhorn. That's the name is Oceanhorn. So the clue's in the name there. The proof is in the pudding. But this looks really cool. And yeah, it just looks great. And we'll put a link to this tweet as well, so you can watch it running on Vita. This footage is only 20 seconds long. But we haven't got any details on the release date yet. But we're hoping it's very soon, because this game looks like it will be a perfect fit for PlayStation Vita. And I'm going to end on this last bit of news that I forgot to mention earlier. Do you know the reason why Donald Trump won?
Go on.
Because 15,000 Americans voted for Harambe.
Oh, don't.
That is...
You have no idea how angry that makes me.
It's funny, but then you think, maybe that wasn't such a great idea.
Yeah, it'd be kind of funny if one person did it. But 11,000 is staggering.
No, it was 15,000. Wasn't 11,000.
15,000.
Yeah, people voted for Harambe. That's fantastic. Well, maybe it's not fantastic looking back, but
no, it's not fantastic. But it's twats.
Fantastic. Right. Anyway, I think we should end it there before Chris blows the casket. So I've been Colin, and this has been Heroes of Handheld, episode 159. Thank you for listening, everybody. How can people get in contact, Chris, if they want to contact us?
If you want to, you can write us an email, heroesofhandheld@gmail.com. You can also go to our Facebook page, search for Heroes of Handheld, and you can find our website, heroesofhandheld.wordpress.com. If you want to tweet us, you can by just searching for @handheldpodcast. We should also thank the Schnauzer Radio Orchestra, who make the excellent theme tune to this here program. It's called Insert Coin. It comes from the album Music for a 1950s Video Game, and they're really good sound. We actually asked them for permission to use it about 3 years ago, and I don't know if they know that we're still using it, but we still have permission.
I've got the email; it's legally binding.
But anyway, they do really good music, and you should listen to their stuff. I hear it pop up everywhere now. I've heard our theme tune on TV before. That's how mad coverage they're getting. So do check them out.
We're going into the mainstream. I tell you.
Colin,
yes,
is everything going to be fine?
I just don't know, Chris. I just don't know.
Tell me everything's going to be fine.
I could tell you that, but similar to when we make love, I'd just be lying to you.
Ugh. No, when we make love, you're normally lying on me.
Way! Thanks for listening, everybody. Bye.